How's it going, guys? Test failed today. I hope I didn't fail your test today. Otherwise, I'm gonna be showing off my Nintendo Switch album, showing off every single clip and screenshot that I've recorded from the beginning of 2023 to now the end of 2023. Or not actually the end; it's actually like the 13th of December. But I won't really be able to actually upload this correctly in the way I want to this year, so I mean that also happened last year, but it doesn't matter. And also, it's kind of funny because, uh, like, uh, like last year, I said like, oh, this is gonna be the longest video because it has clips and screenshots from like the entirety of my Switch. Somehow, I've gathered more clips and screenshots than than this one year than every single year leading up to 2022, and I don't quite understand how or why, but it happened. And with that reason, I'm just gonna go straight to my album, and I'm gonna go all the way down. We have 236 screenshots and videos to look over, which is gonna take a long time, and I've even bought extra water this time. So hopefully I'll have enough hydration for everything. uh, it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get used to these because I honestly do not remember a lot of these clips apart from this because I can just see it's Splatoon 3 related, and also Luna is yelling in the background, so this is not gonna be fun. Let's just move on and go forward. So we already start off with closed salmon run calls. As you can see, there's only one person left, which is pretty normal. And we have 5 eggs to get. And it's just felt so lucky that Drizzler, this Drizzler here, was already low on health. So, we are able to get those extra eggs in time. We're already starting with close calls and salmon run, which is not fun. Okay, so this is me when I was in the Team Sour Splatfest battles, or the Team Sour no, there's the Team Sour, Team Sweet, and Team Spicy Splatfest. I was bored, so I decided to paint the entirety of of the main lobby, which I still don't know why I do, but I did it anyways. I think that I did this. Wait, I'm showing myself as the Rapid Blaster. Wait, hold up. There's no way I did this with the Rapid Blaster. Oh, okay, so this is more of a personal screenshot. I just kind of find it funny how I just see Jaden, even though when Yahtzee plays this game, that's not actually their username, and they play Splatoon 3. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so this is actually something to note if you remember last year. I'm pretty sure I did this. I also screenshotted every single 10x battle that we did. So, in fact, I actually have the most Splatoon 3 clips and screenshots in this entirety, in, like, all of the 200 that I have here. But most of them are just, like, single screenshots like this. It's just, ah, yes, 10x battle. Ah, yes, 10x battle. This isn't. This was just me and a few friends just kind of messing around and doing whatever we wanted to do in Splatoon. We have TG, we have me, we have Krusty Sean, we have SKZ Stan, actually no, it's Yahtzee 23, and that one kip, just, again, kind of messing around. And here's another picture of us just essentially taking a group photo. Except, TG is looking the wrong way, and Krusty Sean is occupied with not standing in Ally Inc. Speaking of which, we were also playing hide and seek. This was my hiding spot for one of the games we played. And I'm not sure how. I think it was Yahtzee that was seeking, and I think that just felt kind of upsetting that I was essentially in plain sight. And I mean, I guess I was kind of on top of a location that you can't easily see, but yeah. And then here's a screenshot of just, ah yes, hello Goldie. Just still sticking out, just sticking out until it disappears. So there's a lot of arrow sprays. There are 5 arrow sprays in this one lobby, as well as one rapid blaster, one junior. Well, the rapid blaster is me, and then there's one junior and one stringer. And it's funny how 4 of them are RGs. You can guess the amount of booyahs that were going on. in this one game. I think this was the game, the exact same game, and they got both of the ultra signals, and yet we still somehow ended up winning. That's also something I like to screenshot, just being like, oh, as the defending team, we still won, even though even though the enemy had the ultra signals. Even this isn't really rare. I do have a couple of screenshots like that, so yeah. This is literally actually the opposite. We have both of the ultra signals, yet we only barely won by 0.1%. So that's kind of insane. No way. I don't remember. Oh, so it's just kind of it's called like again we were just kind of playing Splatoon 3 for no really particular reason. But we were playing like the drop-in version where like it's not teams. So like I could technically be on a different team than that one Kip and Krusty Sean. Uh so it was so that's how that works. And then somehow we ended up actually all being on one team. I just find this clip just super funny. Like, as you can see, we have a person that you can't really see who's just going through enemy ink and not even giving the care in the world. Especially when he comes here. Like, look what this person does. And then I think here's like the funny bit, because it disconnects. The servers don't really quite know what to do with the remaining characters, so we have Shrink like climbing up a wall when there's no ink. We see Krusty Sean on the left screen just has the ultra stamp, but not actually stamping. And the funniest thing of all time, that one Kip just launching to the moon. I don't know how that happened or why, but that's just one of the funniest. Ah, yes, the server's going down, or the lobby is going, and then just a massive disconnect. It's just, I don't know why, it's just like, ah, yes. They just don't give them the care in the fact that they're going through enemy ink, and then, I'm off to the moon! I don't know. Oh, this is just me celebrating the fact that I got Rapid Blaster for, Wildcard Weekend. Close calls. So, I for some reason don't choose to go for, those eggs, which I feel like that would have been easier if I went to try to go for those eggs. But I didn't. And look at this, like, weirdness. Look, this chum blocks the direct hit that I was trying to aim at the Scrapper. And then I'm like, okay, let me go get this egg. Nope, the Scrapper just, just takes it. Or not the Scrapper, the Snatcher. The Snatcher just takes it from me. And I have to, like... And then the second chum, oh, whoops. The second chum that comes, body blocks the Snatcher again, so I had to do for a third time. Grab an egg, and I wasn't even able to get it in, despite it looking like I didn't. But it's just so funny that, like, literally everything wrong happened in like, 3 seconds. That's not how splat bombs work. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this was just a random glitch that just happened, but look, when I throw the splat bomb off the edge, it just kind of bounces off the wall instead of just like sliding down. Not really much of a close call, but it's just funny how look at everything we've got. Like, we've got a whole bunch of, like, chums, small fries, we've got, like, the flipper flopper, we've got, like, a wave breaker from the big shots. Swimguard is just trying to fight for his life, and then manages to, but then ends up dying. Oh, wait. Wait, everything is good. Nope, emergency. So, that was an interesting experience. Oh... This was, me and Yahtzee playing Splatoon 3, because, although this is pretty normal, we just kind of randomly play Splatoon 3 at times. Man! We got a humongous dominant victory, and if you know me, you know that this is something I hate. I never like dominance victories or defeats because it just makes the matches feel like not fun. It's just like I don't like being overpowered and like suddenly like nothing can stop me, or just like being able to just literally cannot do anything against these against like the other against like the enemy team just spawn camping us, or us spawn camping the enemies. Like I never like doing that. I never like dominant victories and defeats, but geez, 65% to 19. Don't ask me why that worked or why even try that. Why even try that? Because look, like first of all, my torpedo hits the ground, and yet I still have the confidence to just be like, let's see if I can defeat you. And I don't get punished because he doesn't throw his booyah bomb sooner than I feel like he should have. And somehow I actually survive that. So that's like probably the most surprising part about this entire clip to me. Oh, welcome to we're gonna get into a couple of Minecraft clips. It's just funny just seeing like a random block of ice and then just water right there. I'm not sure if this was unloaded chunks that then got loaded in like a future update, or if it was just like it just happened to generate like that. Period. But I just find it kind of funny how it's just water and then there's just ice and it's just in the middle floating. This is actually more of a personal note. This is trying to remember a what's it called? I'm just trying to remember a dungeon, or I'm sorry, not a dungeon, a monster room. I still don't know why it's not called. Why you couldn't just stick to dungeon? Because monster room makes me sound like I'm just trying to say monster house or mystery dungeon, but no, I'm not. Ah, yes, this is probably one of the funniest things. Again, chunks that was like loaded in one version, and then like the chunk next to it gets loaded in a different version, causes stuff like this to occur, and it just looks funny because it's just like, ah, yes, this water is it's literally just formed like this weird wall, and it's not flowing. We can tell that Minecraft has lots of like weird bugs and glitches when, for some reason, this cat is just kind of floating. It's not even standing on anything. There's nothing there. It's literally just floating. But I actually think this is in one of the Minecraft adventure videos. So this is just me in Breath of the Wild, and I have never seen a weapon actually be that strong. It's literally a 100 attack power weapon. I think there is like possible for weapons to be much more damaging via like I think like glitches and stuff, but obviously I don't try to do that most of the times whenever I play these kinds of games, unless it's just because I want to, but most of the times I don't. I just think it's kind of funny how I have this 100 attack power weapon that I probably will never use because I have already a whole bunch of other weapons that are just as strong. 10x battle. This is just a random other playthrough that I started in Breath of the Wild, and somehow this NPC is under the ground. I don't know how this happened, but it did. Another 10x. So this was actually one of the first times where I encountered an all milk chocolate battle. This is not the last one though in that one spot, because I do remember actually getting a lot of these. But it was definitely like an interesting, like, weird surprise for me when I encountered it. I'm just like, what? Why is there all milk chocolate? And it's also just kind of funny going through this battle. I mean, this isn't not funny because it's also like, it's normal in a way. But I just find it funny, like, look how many shooters are in this one lobby. There's literally, I think, only 2 weapon classes that are different. That's the one brush and the one blaster. That's me. This is the funniest thing I think I've ever had happen to me when I was playing, when I've been playing Breath of the Wild. Like, I get a little too greedy and shoot one more arrow than I actually want to, and I'm like, oh wait, I need to put up an ice pillar. And I put it up at the exact same time the Guardian Scout reaches me, so it launches it in the air like that. And for some reason, when it's launched in the air like that, it doesn't stop its spinning animation. So it's as if it's still trying to attack me with its spin attack, but it's not actually, as you can see. It only stops when it starts to shoot at me. But I just think it's kind of funny how it's just like... It's just like, even after launching it, it's just stuck spinning like this. It just looks so silly. And you can tell that it's still able to attack, just the moment it shoots at me is when it stops. Oh, this is just a screenshot of just... Ah, yes, that's someone's user... Or, like, the whatever, username. That's what I'm trying to say. Just, this GAM sucks. What is GAM? I don't know what that is. I assume it's because they can't fit this game sucks, but like... no, just no moment. Wait, is that even... Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 10 characters. Wow, they did really just max it out. I have no idea what's going on. Next room. Oh! Oh no. I remember this. The 3 stinger situation. There are 3 stingers, and oh my RCS is not fun to deal with when we have to deal with this. I honestly don't know why. Oh no, okay. I was gonna say I don't understand why I have the screenshot. No, I do. We've collected 51 golden eggs in 1 round. I don't even remember like how we did this. It doesn't even, our hazard level is not even that high. Look it's at 20, or like eggs is at 26. So our hazard is like at like something like 120 or something. It's not that high, so it's just kind of, actually probably more like 150. I don't know. But, like, the point is that we got 100, not 100, but 51 power eggs, not power, golden eggs in 1 wave, and I cannot speak for some reason. It is kind of late, admittedly. It's like 9:46. That's just like a cool thing you can do. It's like if you stand right behind the basket and you ink up this entire wall, you can ride alongside it and like set it inside like the area where you're not supposed to have golden eggs. For that reason, it kind of shoots the egg back to where you were last standing. But because we were on the wall the whole time, like we were never actually on solid ground apart from when we were behind the basket. So it actually launches it in. I just think that's kind of cool. Scarlet and Violet at its best, with all of these random wacky glitches. This is not the last time this happens at all. I just think it's kind of funny how it just like, they're just kind of slowly gliding their way down, the Sunfloras. This is just like the funniest comical events of all time. So as you can see, we start the battle. We literally start the battle with Mela, the team star leader. We have Torkoal. Now, if you don't know, Torkoal's ability is Drought, or at least that's one of its abilities. I'm not sure it's hidden, if it even has one. But or if it is its hidden ability, I don't even know. But I know that one of its abilities is Drought, which changes the weather to sunny. But because it's already raining when I initiated the battle, Torkoal's Drought, but it failed! And I just think it's really funny in that way, that just an ability gets just shut down by, like, weather that kind of happens in-game, but, like, as a mechanic that trades into battle. This is definitely one of the cool things I find about Scarlet and Violet, is just that, like, how the weather, the weather that's occurring does actually reflect the weather that's gonna be in the battle, but because the battles are immersive, and, like, the fact that it's actually in the environment, it makes a lot of sense, unlike in, like, unlike in Shining Pearl or Sword. So I just think it's kind of funny how it's just, like, ability... Hold up. ability just gets shut down by a weather condition like that. Yeah, I know it's not new to, like, just barely win in Salmon Run. Like, this isn't new. This is something that can happen quite often. But it's still sometimes I just kind of have to clip it, because it's just like, how the heck did we actually survive kind of moment. I think this was in Golden Grisco weekend, too. Like, the first ever one. Yeah, the first ever one that happened, so it's... That's interesting. Yeah, that's definitely strange. I throw my Pokeball at a Pokemon, and then it just does nothing. I don't... It's just so weird. Like, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or an intended feature or whatever, but I just think it's just sort of funny. Like, I'm just trying to start a battle, and then nothing happens. I think this was when I was, like, EV trading, because that is something I do a lot for some reason in these stream series. Oh, so, we have someone's username just being an apostrophe, or not, or actually it could be an apostrophe, but I'm pretty sure it's just a comma. It's just sort of funny though, because it's like, sometimes it can almost look like there's just no username. So, yeah, also I just think it's kind of funny seeing a whole bunch of the, like, Radiant stickers all on the, like, locker door. Welcome to, I didn't think I was that great at chargers until this happened. Just gotta... just go for, a jump snipe, essentially. And I do the same thing here, I go for a jump snipe. And it works. I mean, this clip isn't really anything special. I just think it's kind of fun being a Splatana Stamper and then just, like, wrecking through everything like this. It's just like, ah yes, enemy spotted, dead. Like, this is the only time when I actually kind of fail a little bit over here. It's like when I fail to get the jump, so I only kill one and not the other. But still, I just think it's kind of fun just being a Splatana Stamper and just going for, like, these very close-up risky kills that end up paying off very well. That's the wrong way. Welcome to... I wasn't trying to flick shot, and it actually worked. Here I'm just trying to charge on my shot, and I see he's going that way. And I just still somehow hit him. I'm not quite sure exactly how, but I did. I did not mean to do that flick shot, but I did it. Oh, this is one of the best places to put a sprinkler. Because it's like, it's so out of the way for a lot of weapons. Like, you essentially kind of have to be at, like, the ledge right directly under the sprinkler, which could still be hard to hit for certain weapons. So this is, like, definitely the most evil position to put your sprinkler. So if you have a sprinkler weapon, definitely put it here. It's definitely really annoying to hit for a lot of shorter range weapons, like a sploosh. So... this is something I like to do a lot when I'm just like, yes, when I'm playing Mario Party, it's like, there's fun times, but maybe I should screenshot the results so you can kind of just, so I can kind of just share, like, just a random Mario Party thing that happened, and here's one of them. I will say it is kind of funny, though, because it's like, this was one of the times when there were 4 people playing, but one of them had to leave, so that essentially meant I had to control two players at once during, like, minigames, and oh, my RCS was that chaotic. It's also just sort of funny that I lost just barely because of one warp block RNG. And here's the star spread here, if you're curious. It's just, nothing really happened for, like, the first 5 turns, and then suddenly at, like, turn 10 and turn 15, just stars spiked. I honestly don't know why I have this, oh no, I think it's because this clip. To signify this was my first Ouroboros kill. I'm pretty sure that's what this was. I think that's what this was supposed to be. I'm not quite sure, though. I'm not sure if there's really an easy way for me to check, but whatever. Welcome to, again, how did that work moment. Like, everyone did have enough eggs, but it's like, look what even happened. Like, both of us end up fainting, yet like, it doesn't count as a wrap. I assume because someone must have threw a splat bomb and whenever, like, someone throws a splat bomb and the timer hits 0 or everyone gets splatted, or no, not when the timer hits 0, but when everyone gets splatted and there's still a splat bomb, it will still run that animation until, or like, it'll still let you keep playing until the splat bomb explodes. So I'm assuming that's what happened, but it just still feels so strange. There were so many golden mud mouths that spawned. I don't think this was the last one, too. But it's just so strange that this many ended up spawning. Look, there was one. Then there was the second one. Then there was a third one that spawned. And then eventually a fourth one. They were all golden mud mouths. And I had the perfect weapon to take care of them, and that was the Explosher. So that was just the insane amount of RNG for, like, set up for, like, a lot of golden eggs. Ah, yes. I think this was in the recording, or in one of my recordings, too, and just... found shiny Ambrose, but couldn't obtain it because I didn't have the friend bow, because it's still the beginning of the game. Still not sure exactly what caused this weird random musical glitch, but what ended up happening is, like, when I took down the Poliwhirl, the sound effect of, or not the sound of it, but I guess the little theme, the jingle that plays when you level up, appeared, and then, like, the thing that says level up, with the thing right here, didn't appear after it appeared during the theme, which felt so odd. It's just like, that level up. And not, like, the sound effect here didn't properly, like, play either, so it's just, I don't really know exactly what happened here. Oh, the, why is there so many rollers moment in this one lobby? Times 2, actually. This one also has a lot of rollers, but even then. I don't know what this interaction was. First of all, I don't even know how I fell off the edge. Like, I guess I somehow held back, like, hard enough that I actually managed to fall off. And then, like, after I do, there's this person that I assume is here to try to taunt me. But then, they don't. They just kind of walk up to me, and then, like, I do the exact same thing, and then it ends up being, like, this weird staring contest. And then I just didn't know what to do, so I'm just like, booyah, and then I just fled. I don't know what happened. This is what I meant earlier by saying, like, how the splat bomb will, like... Where when you throw a splat bomb, it'll, like, delay the, like, kind of... like, everyone gets splatted, therefore it's a wrap kind of thing. And it somehow was able to stall just barely enough to win here. Because I threw the bomb on top of that ledge. What I was trying to do was make it so that it wouldn't land on that ledge and that it would, like, hit a teammate as, like, they were gonna, like, hit a teammate, essentially by, like, it would just fall down to the ground and then eventually hit a teammate. But it didn't. And then, I'm still surprised that it just worked. This was, like, Yahtzee Plays Pokemon Violet, and this is a clip that they specifically took because of how the Sunflora is just kind of glitched and teleported behind them. So this is obviously a mystery playthrough of Bug Fables, which is essentially like an in-game randomizer. Or shuffleizer, I guess, actually, because it doesn't randomize the badges, it shuffleizes them. And I just think it's kind of, like, fitting how the reward for defeating 50 seedlings is Bug Me Not, which lets you defeats any weak enemies in the field upon touching them. Essentially means you don't have to battle with them. You just touch them and poof, they're dead. It's like Bump Attack from Paper Mario. I just think it's kind of funny and fitting that the reward you get for defeating a whole bunch of enemies is something that lets you defeat enemies by just walking into them. I don't know if it counts as, like, a stat, like, on the, like, because, like, the game does check, like, how many times you've seen an enemy and how much you've defeated them. I don't know if you running into them with Bug Me Not counts as, like, defeating them, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny and fitting. Now, before you say that was a really cool snipe, you did kind of hear and you can kind of see that tri-strike. And it just happened to get it, and you can definitely tell because I end up, like, hitting that wall, or is I end up hitting this wall or that pole. So yeah. I just mainly took this clip because it's just like, it's like, it's kind of embarrassing to die from the wave breaker like that. Like, I literally meant to jump, and for some reason I just didn't. And I think the funniest part is that because the person I killed was the person that put down the wave breaker, like, when they respawn, it set my camera to the person that just respawned, so I can see their base in a way. And it's kind of a funny little thing. Ah, yes, I have a shiny Dragonite, and I just want to show it off. That's really it. It's not that hard to get shinies in this game, but I just think it's kind of... It's just cool that I have one. Even though I have, like, a shiny... Actually, I don't know if I do. I need to check on how many, like, shinies I have in Mystery Dungeon. I know it's not that many. I don't know if this was, Quest to All Weapons. No, that's not right. Yeah, it was Quest to All Weapons. I think. I think I was, like, I was playing the game. Either I was recording this for Quest to All Weapons, or I was getting the freshness of this level higher so that it would take me less time to actually, like, get the freshness, like, up by one level. But I just find it funny how I was able to somehow Octo Surge directly in the middle of that corner. Ah, yes. Scarlet and Violet at its best. What is that random, like, you can see, like, a little glowing spot. I kind of wish I could show you with my mouse, but I can't. But It's just sort of weird and funny how I just see a hidden item spot float. It doesn't look like it's floating. It looks like it's on the bottom path, but it actually is floating. You just can't see it from this angle very easily. This isn't really anything, like, too noteworthy, but I just think it's kind of mean how after finishing the last Pokemon, after literally finishing the last Pokemon, it still makes me confused, and therefore it activates my Person Berry. Essentially meaning I, like, kind of wasted it because the battle was already over, so the Person Berry literally did nothing. It's just kind of annoying that, like, the battle's already over. Why did it have to confuse me and then made me use the Person Berry? This is the last time where hitboxes of the Pokemon make no sense. I think it was more like the Pokemon was underground, or loaded underground, as you could just barely see it, and then it just pops up. But I just think it's just so weird that it just kind of happened. Ah yes, okay, it has Ice Punch. Frozen. And then it thawed out. It's like, it's not just, I don't know why, but just, Freeze is always just one of the rarer statuses, and it always just feels so surprising when it happens. So I'm not sure exactly if you saw what happened, but I throw a Splat Bomb inside, and my teammate does try to do the same thing, but for some reason, the Blackfish is just like, no you, and just throws the Splat Bomb right back. Here's just a random glitch that happened to me in Salmon Run. As you can see, I can take down the Slamon Lake, but for some reason the Golden Eggs don't appear. Well, they do, but they, like, slowly appear from, like, from, like, the other side of the map. I'm just so confused at what happened here. I don't know why I never thought to try to defeat a crab tank, by doing that, like, by throwing a suction bomb at where they at, because a bomb instantly well, at least the suction bomb instantly exploded when it hit the crab tank. This is me screenshotting the forever long stream series of Yoshi's Crafted World, and when I, like, originally first played through this game, and I never finished it, and that's honestly weirdly happening with a lot of games with me, but it's like, there are certain games that I actually, like, there's a stream series that I actually plan on doing, but I didn't know if I wanted to or not, because I'm not even that far into the game to begin with, to see if I wanted to do, like, a whole, like, let's 100% it and stream it at the same time, because I can't do that, but I don't know. Oh, and to continue on with the whole, all Smiley Flowers collected, like, little postcard thing, here's me delivering all of them. Yeah, that took almost 30 seconds. Welcome to. I am honestly quite surprised that that actually worked. So as you can see, I'm trying to like paint in the zone a little, and I shoot one final shot, and it managed to actually kill someone, or splat someone, I guess. There's nothing really special about this clip. It's just kind of funny that I was able to somehow set up a combo potential like that. See, that's the proper way to counter Ink Vac if you have a one-shot potential weapon. It's just like, they try to kill me, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna keep onto my stored, like, charge, and then I'm just gonna release it when you can't actually use your suction power anymore. And that's what instantly killed them, so never even got to use it. They essentially just wasted the special. Welcome to suddenly how did that work kind of moment. I get chased by an ultra stamp, I manage to throw the torpedo and it doesn't get stamped squished. And I was able to get a direct hit and kill it. And then here comes an arrow spray. I somehow get a direct hit, and I also managed to kill it with a spark. I know those are like, that's like what you should be doing, that's kind of like, it's like more like pro player moves to do stuff like that. But it's like, it's funny how I wasn't really trying to do that, and it worked out really well. We won. As a defending team, we won even though we both had, or they both had the Ultra Signal. Oh, this is more of a personal note for, like, personal screenshot for me to take, to check. Oh! I don't remember, I do remember watching a video, like, being like, what are, like, the most rarest, like, death screens in all of Splatoon? I feel like this has gotta be, like, one of them, like, because it's, like, it's the Sprinkler of Doom. And it's funny because it's, like, instead of it, like, you know, like, instead of it just being, like, I don't know how to describe it, but, like, instead of it just, like, zooming in on the Sprinkler of Doom and just saying, like, ah, yes, that's how you're splatted by. No, it actually has the goal, in a way, to zoom in on a person, as if, like, they got the splat, but they didn't. I guess maybe it's, like, it was them that got the Ultra Signal, maybe? But it's just so weird. Also, I thought it was called a Monster Sprinkler, but I guess it is called a Sprinkler of Doom. There's definitely some lag going on here. First of all, I'm not really quite sure how that person... I just got, like, a direct hit, and that's it. Like, I got a direct hit, and then, like, half a second later, they actually get splatted. Then, I get 2 direct hits. I splat them, but I don't get the message saying that you splatted this person. Until now. And then, for some reason, this person is just, like, stuck in this animation of throwing blobs, but they are not. It's such a strange, like, disconnect kind of moment. That isn't just like a random like screenshot that like clip or whatever that I just took. No, this is literally the AI not moving any unit, and therefore it was just kind of soft locked on this one screen, or like anything like this. I don't even know what the heck I was doing, to be honest. I think I was just like messing around, see what I can get away with, and challenge myself with like random things. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened here, but for some reason the AI just didn't move a single unit for like over a minute, to the point where I actually had to like restart my Switch and everything, or not restart my Switch, but like close the software and open it again. I honestly don't know, like, I don't know if this is just a random glitch that just happened, or what, but like, literally nothing happened. It just suddenly suddenly they would never move a unit, so their turn never ends, so it would never end up becoming my turn. It was such a strange thing that happened. I want to say the main reason why I took the screenshot was because this was the most amount of splats I gotten in one game. But that might be the most amount of splats I got in Splatoon 3. I'm not sure. I don't remember the highest splats I got in period. But I know I know it was a screenshot I had on my Switch. I'm not sure if I got rid of it or if I showed it off last year. I don't remember, to be honest. But I had a screenshot that had like me playing tower control with the Rapid Blaster, and it actually had like all the splats that I took, and I had like probably like a lot. Oh, the geyser is not there, so for that reason the Goldie is just kind of floating in midair, and it just looks kind of funny for that reason. This is definitely like the best setup we had. Like, this is like there was like only a few bosses left, and there's only a few bosses that even could spawn because it was literally the end of Wave 3, and because of that, we really just had like a sweet fest of a whole bunch of power eggs just becoming, and people, and the person was even smart and used their wave breaker to help like make sure that there was not a lot of lessers, so that we could easily get the eggs in. This causes our egg total to be ridiculously high for this one section. On spawning grounds, which by the way is like probably my least favorite map in the salmon rotation, but it's just so funny that we get so many power eggs in just one like thing. So we got 52. I think this is actually more than the 51, or like the one like screenshot where I showed you at like that we got 51 power eggs or like golden eggs in one wave. This is literally that, but even more. Welcome to, that was a really close call. That's like, literally Horrorporus was running away from me, and there was still somehow ink for me to throw the golden egg, sorry, and be able to shoot at the Booyah Bomb long enough where someone else is able to throw a second egg and able to destroy it within, like, how many like, 3 seconds left on the clock. Definitely not the closest you can get when it comes to beating, like, a king, but pretty close when it comes to Ouroboros and it having a good chunk of HP, and only really being able to rely on hitting the bomb. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this right now. Unlike on my first playthrough of Mystery Dungeon, I still play it because it's still one of the funnest things, and I want to see what I can do to max it out. I feel like every single time I go into Buried Relic to like grind or something, or just I don't know what I do in Buried Relic, to be honest. I think it's for grinding. I feel like every single time I go into Buried Relic, I see a shiny Ditto. Like, to the point where I've seen more shiny Dittos than I've seen regular Dittos. And it's not even by like, oh, it's like because you've only seen like 3 more shinies than regular. No, I feel like I've seen like 7 more shiny Dittos than I've seen regular Dittos. What happened to where like I feel like every single time I just get a shiny Ditto moment. And that because that's not the last one. That was a monster house, but also here is like another case where it just appeared here. I mean, this is just kind of one of those funniest things where it's like, oh, okay, this Machop is gonna use Seismic Toss. Oh no, it's gonna launch me to somewhere completely, like, in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm pretty sure Seismic Toss, if it's not used on someone, if it's not used on an enemy Pokemon, it's gonna send you to a trap. But I just find it kind of funny how the trap doesn't do anything because own tempo. Oh, okay, I have, two reasons on why I have this screenshot. One, or actually no, and they're both related to only Yahtzee will really get the joke. First of all, there's just a Decidueye with the exact same hollowware that Yahtzee normally uses. And, second, there's only two people in this lobby that have hollowware. It's so weird to me that, like, a double wipeout can work like this, where it's like, look at this, wipeout, but, like, it's so funny, because look at this. The wipeout appears, and then someone respawns, okay? That person jumps in, and they're gonna try to do some stuff. Oh wait, they get splatted. Wipeout number 2. It's like, it's not, I guess it's not really wrong that there was 2 wipeouts, but it's also like, that's not quite how that works. It's of course, we're also gonna have screenshots that include like, ah, yes, I got a glistening box without Lightstone up moment. I don't know exactly what the heck happened here. The Poliwhirl should have easily gotten to me, but for some reason it was stuck on an invisible wall as much as I was on it. And I still managed to somehow escape without having to encounter it. I don't know exactly how that happened or why that happened, but it did. Man, when I remember I said earlier how I don't really like dominant victories and defeats. Yeah, this is a big example. We literally killed their entire team here. All 5 of their members just gone. I just find it kind of funny how, like, I'm trying to, like, get some slats and I keep missing. But, like, the damage I did to that one person they never was able to heal it enough. So when I just throw, like, a couple of, like, those little arrow bullet things, the splash damage is enough to kill them. Which is just so weird and funny to me. 25 is the new record of, like, the most amount of splats I've gotten, apparently. I think. I want to double check this. Which one did I show earlier? I think it was this one. 23. So yeah, 25 is actually the record right now for me. I honestly can't remember if this was in the recording or not. But, for some reason, when I was moving Mario, he didn't do his walking animation. He's just gonna slides on the ground like that. Again, just one of the funniest things to happen. It's also just weird because I don't remember this game having that many glitches, but I guess I was wrong. Again, this is like a screenshot that doesn't really mean anything, but I just think it's one of the it's kind of rare to actually see the evolution screen instead of it like a Pokemon just evolving like in the environment. It's kind of hard to tell without really much context, but the idea was that I got a wild battle in front of those NPCs. So when I was done with the wild battle, I suddenly got triggered into a trainer battle, or a double battle. Actually no, well, it had to have been a tag battle actually because I had the NPC following me. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, but it's just sort of funny. I just find it kind of funny. I can't remember my actual, like, response, but I'll try to give you, like, a mock-up of what I got. Camera? Camera, can I get, like, a more better view than just the water? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess a wild battle can't easily appear on the bridge for some reason, and then it, like, the camera doesn't also work. So, yeah. I'm still not sure why this glitch is really still existing. Or I'm not sure if it actually still exists, but it was one of the weirdest, like, things where it's just like, look what happens to this float soul. Like, the float soul appears, obviously. It does this little crying animation. And its mouth stays open. And it doesn't close until the camera shifts like that. So, fun fact, I think this was, like, near the end of, like, the school year, like, near the end of the school year is when this was, like, when the screenshot, or this clip was actually recorded. So, this was essentially just me and Yahtzee, like, just playing, my game that I made in Super Mario Maker, essentially. And this was literally unintentional. I threw the shell. First of all, I didn't mean to throw it that way. I meant to throw it... it's kind of hard to tell. But I meant to throw it that... But I guess I pressed right sooner than I pressed X, so it ended up launching it that way. But for some reason, that was actually a good thing, because it made this happen, and this was the coolest thing. Coolest unintentional, like, thing I think I've ever done. It's just, like, it feels so, like, scripted, but it's not. Like... It's not. It's like, I launch the shell, and then Luigi jumps off of it, and I jump so that, like, Luigi doesn't get stopped by me or anything. And, like, we land in that, you get in that position, like, it looks so scripted, but it's not. It was just such a random thing. And accidental. Classic Scarlet and Violet at its best. Lycanroc, what are you doing in the wall? Sometimes I'll play Kirby Fighters 2 when I'm, like, extremely bored and don't know what to do, and or like we don't have like internet or whatever where I'm at, and it's definitely not fun to be at 1 HP. Literally got 1 HP. Not wow. Okay, actually, let me just give a little context before this. I've been secretly doing like a metronome like playthrough of Shining Pearl. It's not really that interesting though, but I just find this, like, there's bound to be some metronome shenanigans, so here are a couple of clips of that. Ah yes, the how the heck did I roll the same move twice in a row moment. Here it gave me a tackle, and then the next turn, it gave me a tackle again. Oh, and that's not even like one of the more crazier things. This is like an equally pretty crazy thing to happen. Ah yes, metronome rolled guillotine. Already it's kind of rare for it to roll guillotine, let alone the fact that it actually ended up hitting. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. Is this like a common glitch or something? Because this has happened way more times than I can count. Where at essentially sky limit, if you like drink if you drink a potion or eat something, it pushes you off for some reason. Like I don't understand why it pushes you off, and therefore I'm falling to my doom without a way to easily switch to creative, so I end up just dying essentially. And I I the worst part is that this is consistent. Like every single time I go up there and like actually try to drink potions and stuff, it just the glitch just happens every single time, and I don't understand why it does this. Like I really don't. Like it's just like I literally can't do anything because I can't go to my settings very quickly to go into creative. And I guess I didn't think of the idea to go up to my chat to see if I had slash game mode creative. And that would have saved me too. But like I guess I wasn't fast enough, but I just feel like this is just so dumb that it's just like I'm literally not doing anything other than drinking a potion. And yet it pushes me off like that. Like why does it do that? Really why? Also you got a sneak peek at one of my at the adventure that I've been working way too hard on, to be honest. And it's still not done, no matter what. It's probably never gonna be done at this rate, but it's fine. Is this actually real? I mean, I'm pretty sure it is, since it's like a Minecraft yellow text. But like, is this real? First of all, I just noticed. I did not even notice. I'm not sure if this is like a thing in every single language or if it's just a thing in Spanish. But all of the actions you can select in battle are like they're all cap locks. They're all like caps locks or caps locks. No, just caps lock. They're all in just all caps. That's I don't know why. And second of all, I just think this is kind of funny. Just Sobon hayuzar pistola agua. Hop yells at me, saying, "Oh, it's a super effective hit." Un guple crito. And then Hop yells at me, saying, "It's a critical hit." I just find it funny how it's a super effective it's a critical super effective hit, and because of that, Hop has to yell at me twice. Welcome to why did that work moment. First of all, this roller should have easily killed me right there, and it didn't. And the fact that I still managed to splat those two people somehow is also quite surprising. Welcome to the... I don't know how the heck the zombie got stuck in the tree. It's not even like climbing a vine, it actually just got stuck in the tree. Like, how the heck did it get stuck in the tree? Okay, this isn't really anything special of like a screenshot. It's just like I just think it's kind of funny how you can kind of read all the usernames and it almost sounds like a saying. Just Justina, it's your boy. Boo test failed 8 or just test failed. Welcome to how the heck did I avoid that Moz? I literally failed to hit that and then I guess I somehow managed to do the trick where if you squid at the very end, at the very edge of the edge, at the very edge of like the Maz's circle, and you keep moving, you somehow manage to escape. Although actually, now that I'm actually looking at this, like on not necessarily slow motion, but more in a frame, the chum actually kind of whacks at me and pushes me out of the way, so that actually might have been the reason why I survived the Maws attack. Welcome to I was just being overrun, and the fact that I still had enough, like, ink and ability to throw an egg was kind of insane, and just barely saved the wave. Look how scaringly close I get to the water here. First of all, I throw the suction ball, or not the suction, the splat bomb. I throw another, but then there's Tentamissile, so I can't go backwards. I have to go like around, and I'm literally just like scheming the edge of that like of that water. Minecraft glitches. I feel like this glitch is visually more disturbing than stuff like the half hitbox glitch. Cause like, or not even not the half hitbox, but still like where your shield is just inside of yourself. Like you can tell if you go way back, if you even remember, if you go way back to, what was it? I think it was just Minecraft the No Name Realm. Like when I uploaded like 2 videos of that, you'll notice that glitch where like the shield is inside of the player, that glitch is there. But I never really found that disturbing. This one is just way more. There's literally just no limbs. It's literally just a head and a body. With not even legs or arms or anything, or really much of anything. It's just there. With a pickaxe just like through the body. Again, Minecraft and its weird, like, glitches and bugs. How the heck is, like, Yahtzee... Like, I guess it's, like, again, glitch, or, like, it might have just been lag, actually. It could have also been that. But it's also just, like... Yahtzee is just stuck, face, like, looking down and, like, in a, like, a weird position. And so the game doesn't give Yahtzee any animation, so it's just kind of... it's just kind of doing this. This is a really weird glitch that happened to me. In fact, I think it actually happened during the stream. For some reason, Cinderace is just by the doorway, and it's not even like Cinderace. I don't even think Cinderace was like my active Pokemon, or even was like the one that was set to follow me. Or actually, I don't think you could do that. But regardless, though, it's like, or no, like when you send it out. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think Cinderace was out there, and yet for some reason, it's just by the doorway. I don't understand these Scarlet and Violet glitches at its best. Or worst. I think this is more of a... I think this is a screenshot for me to take note of, but it's also just weird seeing, like... I'm not sure if those are chests, or, like, that's a dungeon or something. Or, I'm sorry, a monster house room, whatever. But it's just so weird. I did not mean to do that. I just find this kind of funny, how it's just like, I encountered the Sawsbug, first of all, at an awkward angle. The moment I turn my camera, it starts falling. I'm not sure why, it's just kind of funny to me. I just don't need to know just how long that took. First of all, let's see the flip turn animation. Alright, Ampharos is static, so that appears. It makes a paralysis little, like, effect, and, you know, stuff, in the text box. Then it heals me. Then the text box saying it was from my Shell Bell. And then another text box, and then it lets me actually switch out. And it's so funny that just, like, so much happened in one turn, or not even one turn, just one attack that I couldn't do anything. This is another classic 1 HP situation. Not even 1 HP, technically, I'm at 2. but it's still basically 1. And even my buddy is at 1. So, the fact that I have to somehow defeat that I had to actually defeat this enemy was just impressive. Or the fact that I was able to, I'm sorry, it was just impressive. Unintentional shiny moment. And it's not even like I had the shiny charm on my practice playthrough. Or my practice account. It just appeared. This is in the Pikmin 4 demo, and I don't know how I was actually able to throw 3 yellow Pikmin up there. I mean, you're not even supposed to do that, you're supposed to charge into it. But, like, this is about the time when I didn't think to charge. And that's, I feel like, one of the weird problems with this game, is that, like, there's a lot of, like, features in the game that feel like are either so hidden, or, like, or so underutilized that, like, you forget they exist, or, like, you kind of just don't think to use them because you just, like, you're trying to think of, like, the more, like, like, oh, what might be more obvious solution to you. And my obvious solution was, oh, throw Pikmin up there. But apparently not, you're supposed to rush into it. I'm probably one of the only people that actually kind of dislikes getting, like, 3 kills with Tenta missiles, because then it just feels so cheap anytime I do it. Just like, especially on a small map like this, where it's like, there's not a lot of places to run to. So, yeah. And you can just barely see and hear that there is the wipeout, so we didn't end up actually getting a wipeout here. Oh, okay. A little bit of extra story time. So, it shows me, or it gives me an introduction to Dynamaxing. Even though this isn't the first time in fact, this isn't even the first time I got the opportunity to Dynamax. I actually got to Dynamax, like, I think in a Max Raiden before this. So the fact that it's giving me a tutorial in this is just so weird. Especially since I think this is in the Isle of Armor, like, specifically. This was in my video, which was during the saga of rushing Pikmin 3 videos out, to the point where I had, like, 4 videos uploaded in one day, and oh my Arceus, I hope I don't have to do that ever again. But I just find it funny how it's just like, I'm just barely not able to defeat, or I managed to beat the armored cannon larva. At the same time, it spits like a I don't know what it's called, I guess like a mud ball. And somehow, the hitbox of it still existed during the time, so it crushed a few Pikmin as I was whistling it, and then suddenly it just, like, breaks randomly. You can kind of see. Yeah, like that. And it was just such a strange thing that happens. Even though I really didn't need those Pikmin in a way, because it's like, I think I literally was about to win. So, again, it was just so funny that it happened. So, this was the first time when I discovered that you can't just use a Pokeball on a Max Raiden and catch it instantly. I honestly thought that you could just use a Pokeball because that's how it works in Scarlet and Violet, but apparently not. I mean, okay, I know this is another, like, only Yahtzee really gets this joke in a way, but it's just, but also, like, not really, because it's not really anything special, but it's just, I find it so funny how there's literally almost all of this hollowware is completely unique. The only bit that's not unique is when Cool Dude and Tarsdis, I don't even know how you say that name, but are using the exact same hollowware. But apart from that, everything else is unique. Okay, so take note of that, actually. I'm gonna show you all the way to the end, actually, if I can. Okay, I don't know why... Okay, never mind, I can't really show you to the end. But I want you to take note of something. Look at the Cinderace. Look at their name. Their name is, as you can see, Coach Jamal. Look at this next clip. I'm literally going up against the person that was on my team in the last game. And I honestly think this is really interesting, because I didn't think this was really a possibility. Or I mean, not necessarily that I didn't think it was a possibility. It's just like, it's one of those, wow, that feels so incredibly rare that I somehow managed to be going up against the person that was on my team the last game. And it's literally like, it's literally like, it's the exact same like Pokemon too, because like they're playing the Cinderace again. And I'm still playing as Goodra, so it's just so weird. Welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon numbers. Like, only numbers when you see, or only, like, in Mystery Dungeon when you see numbers like this. Oh, yes, Igneel used Rollout. 450, 455, another 371, 346, 344. Oh wait, we're not done. 343, I think it was 344, 356, 365, 353, and 301 damage. Jeez. You don't get any higher numbers than that. When it just comes... I guess technically I could have powered up Rollout a little bit more because it's not maxed out power, and it probably could have used Spike Cannon since that's actually stabbed. But you get the point. It's just like, wow. I just want you to take a note of something here. Look at this. 1. 2. 3. 4. That's right. 4 traps I actually stepped on, but they didn't work. How did I step on 4 tracks and none of them worked? It's not even like I had any special item, I literally have the X-ray specs equipped. I don't think I had any rare qualities either that affected, like, the traps. In fact, I think I would have just, like, straight up gotten rid of the trap otherwise. Point is, it's just like, how did I encounter 4 traps and none of them actually worked? Okay, this was a more screenshot for myself because I was just trying to go to the friend camps, and I was greeted with this cutscene, and I was just in shock. I'm just like, what the heck did I just do? I literally just walked to the camps, and then I got this cutscene. And obviously I know now, but like, it was just so strange to me when I first encountered it. I cannot believe that just happened. It's so funny, too, because, like, look, I literally, like, you can't really tell easily, but I literally just, like, log in to try to, like, start playing Pokemon Violet. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I literally just come here to log in to start playing, and then I literally turn my camera, and I see a shiny, and I'm just like, what the heck? That literally wasn't intentional at all. I literally just logged into the game, and it just appeared. It's a 10x battle, and, that's a 7-win streak. Ah yes, Mario Kart Online and its weird jankiness. How the heck did that not hit me? It's also funny, because I was playing with, like, a streamer, and I watched their stream, and on their screen, I actually got hit, so like, I got hit, but, like, on my screen, I didn't, so it's definitely one of those weird lag moments. I don't know where the heck that one ice Pikmin went. Actually, no, you can see it literally right there. Look. It somehow falls under the ground. I dismiss it, and then it just appears out of nowhere. It's just so weird and funny that I just, like... Just that one ice Pikmin fell down. At first, I had no idea what happened until I looked at the clip now, funny enough. And then I was like, oh, it fell in the map, so it's just getting respawned, because it fell down in, like, the most unconventional way. Although you would think that would have made the Pikmin actually perish. Huh. This was the most how the heck can we not kill each other moment. We literally shoot like so many of them. I run out of ink, and I have to somehow dodge all the attacks. I even throw a torpedo, and that just barely isn't enough to kill, so I have to chase them like that. And only then do I just barely get them. I have no idea how I did that. Like, I literally just turned to go this way. I see shots, and then I somehow have the reaction time to throw a torpedo and get a direct hit and everything, and that manages to kill, and I'm just like, how the heck did I do that? And not even get splatted myself? I literally, like, defended the orchard signal for, like, 5 splats in a row. Or is it 4, actually? 3... You know, it is 5. I don't know how I was able to really do that, but I guess it's the power of just being able to just actually have the, like, muscle memory and reaction time to know, oh, here's when people are logically gonna go after the ultra signal. And when you hear the sound effects, immediately go and deal with the situation. Welcome to, like, the fact that that didn't count as being behind cover. Like, you can kind of see them just barely, and apparently they're not behind cover, so that that splat, or I mean that one, like, grenade thing that I launched from the inkjet actually manages to connect. I'm not sure if that was just lag or what, but there's no way that someone is able to kill me in the super jump animation when I'm, like, this high up. I want to see how that looks from their side, to be honest. Like, I'm actually starting to think, like, how the heck how does it look from their perspective to just see a splat, like, in the sky? Now that's how you successfully bait a Kraken into its own demise. Like, yes, just make it go by an edge, and then it charge at you, and then just... game over. I don't even know how and why that worked, to be honest. Nor did I really thought that was a smart idea. Like, there was literally a gap there, but whatever. I just want you to look at I'm sorry, Articone, or supposed to be Arctic 1, but now it just looks like Articone. But no, anyways, look, essentially, just look at Articuno's HP. I'm pretty sure that's 1 HP, and I somehow managed to notice just barely enough time, and luckily I actually had the move Hail. So I didn't even have to use an Oran Berry or Reviver Seed. All I needed to do was just use a move. Not sure if that's just a glitch between switching to giant characters, but it's just like, look what happens. I go to use the look around feature, and for some reason it doesn't actually, the camera doesn't actually move. It just stays in one spot. So I have to do it again and then it works. This is just me saying, hey, look, I conquered Wish Cave, even though that's not quite that surprising, to be honest. It's just that, like, you know what? I conquered Wish Cave, one of the harder cave, or one of the harder caves, isn't it? Just one of the harder dungeons in this game. It's not the hardest. I haven't completed Purity Forest because I actually died in it, and I'm still debating if I even want to be rescued or not. Also, I don't know if this was in the demo or if this was me actually playing Pikmin 4, but it's just kind of upsetting being one creature away from clearing the side mission, the side quest. Oh, this is me when I beat the game, like when I was beating the game, and to me, it's just like when you're not given context or really much of anything, it just looks so weird just seeing and test failed. Like, it sounds like as if you did a bad thing or something. I should actually go over this now, even though I feel like I should have gotten over this earlier. The way how clips and screenshots work is that when I choose to edit a clip, because usual clips are 30 seconds long, I might choose to edit it to shorten it so that it's easier for me to like view back on it when it comes to making this video. For some reason, when you do that, it makes it so that that's the most recent thing. So technically, this happened first and then this, but because I edited the clip, suddenly this like became this essentially moved forward. I just wanted to make that clear. Regardless, though, I literally charge up charge up a rush, and then I went to see if I can go defeat all of these. I forget what they're called. They're ex-sheer grubs or something, or they're in the like the sheer grub family or whatever they're called. I can't remember. I don't want to. I don't want memories of that. But I went to go see if I can take them out, and then I get stopped. And it's just, I get weirdly jump scared, because I essentially get jump scared by an icy blowhog that's stunned, and because it's in front of my face, it's just so sudden. I just want to say how funny this is. Look, I go to jump on top of Oshi, and somehow, and no, the Pikmin are also trying to jump onto Oshi because I'm jumping onto Oshi, and for some reason it actually managed to hit the button. and because Oshi and I are on top of their other button, it pushes that button up, so I get knocked off like this. But for some reason, like it doesn't, like the button doesn't get pressed when I'm on it in my stun animation. It's one of the funnier glitches that happened to me. It is also a teeny bit annoying, since this was during a Dandori challenge, but don't worry, it wasn't safe to trial leaf. Yet. Because, oh boy, safe to trial leaf. Man, getting platinum on all of the stages of the Trial Leaf was not fun, especially for like missions, like 3, 4, and 7 and 10. Like those ones are extremely hard. Regardless, though, look at that. Collect the white onion. 9 out of 1. What? Also, the whole, like, this clip happened before this event, but because it's a screenshot, it, you know, and I don't edit a screenshot, it doesn't actually go forward. So, I just find it funny how the water wraith just, like, curled up to let the other one through. It was just like a big, like, wow, crowd control? You're not gonna block us off with one water wraith like that. Okay, you gotta admit, that's pretty impressive, you know? Like, I'm just, like, trying to collect stuff, and I'm like, okay, I need to rush over and get those other white pigmen and work on, like, that stuff. I somehow am able to Mega Rush, or Infinite Rush, the entire way through. Like, all the way— oh, whoops, I did not mean to hit that. All the way across this tiny little, essentially, like, tightrope here. I don't want to tell you how frustrating this was. This was actually a pretty good run, too. And then for some reason, I just get stopped awkwardly for no reason. My only thinking is that you can kind of see there's like a divot in the ground, and for some reason that was somehow stopping me, but not stopping me to like it ended my rush. It was just stopping me from moving forward. And it was just so frustrating because it essentially ended that attempt when I needed it. Because, like I said, the Sage of the Trial Leaf is ridiculously hard to platinum. You can't really see it very well, but the purple Pikmin is definitely carrying that orange the way it should be. Definitely not. Definitely not dangling on, like, the top side and somehow, like, rolling it. I don't know what you're talking about. Not really sure how or why that glitch happened, but it happened. I'm sorry, but like, I know this clip isn't really anything special, but I just like how Infinite Rush is like the, okay, have fun, essentially, of this game. It's just like, here's like a really overpowered, like pup skill you can have. Now just go wild and see what you can do. And I just, of course, just wanted to mess around. And I just find it funny how you can do an entire lap around this area of Blossoming Arcadia. Oh, okay. I was trying to see why exactly I had the screenshot. I just find it kind of sad that Krusty Sean has 85 MVP points, and then this Garchomp also has 85 MVP points. So it doesn't give the MVP to both. It just gives it to Garchomp for some reason. I don't know if it's because of poor priority, or if it's like, oh, because Garchomp got more kills and assists. But, I don't know. Ah, yes, classic. Here's a high combo. It's not like that impressive 6 combo that I got in uh that I did last year, but I just still think it's cool that the fact that I was actually able to get a 5 combo like that. Also, am I the only one that thinks that Draco Meteor, like that fist, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Triple Splashdown, the new special that got added in Splatoon 3. Like, it just like, this entire Unite move just reminds me of Triple Splashdown, to be honest. I just want to tell you, like, the amount of unfortunate targeting that I'm getting at. First of all, I'm getting targeted by, the flyfish, which makes sense, because I think it's like the, I'm not sure how it targets, but I know it's like, I think it's like the two closest or the two furthest people, and then two random people. Or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it sends missiles to, like, the furthest person away from the flyfish, or the closest person from the flyfish, and then to, like, a random person. And I just find it annoying that, like, I get targeted by a missile, and then two stingers get me caught in essentially a crossfire. It's kind of funny to think that essentially this Talon Flame helped me out here. Like, it pushed me towards the Glaceon that then I can easily kill with Hyper Beam. I am actually really curious to know, is this actually true, or is this just kind of like a funny gag saying like, ah yes, it isn't actually this many lines of code, but like it's just a random number we came up in our heads, think like for people to think that that's how many lines of code there are in this game. I don't know what the pommies are kind of just doing floating like that. If they were upside down, then it actually looked kind of cool, because essentially that would mean that they're climbing on the underside of the cave, but they're not, so it just looks like they're just kind of weirdly floating. Here's a 10x battle. Unfortunately, though, that happened. One of our players disconnected during a 10x battle, so that was not that impressive, to be honest. Look at how fast that appeared. Okay, here you can see that I just make a shiny sound sandwich. I don't know why I was supposed to say sandwich. Anyways, here I make the shiny sandwich, but that's for water type, obviously. And there's obviously this Finizen mass outbreak that I was just like, okay, might as well try to shiny hunt Finizen, because I like the shiny Finizen. And like, not even that much time passes, and then one appears. It's just so funny to think about. I mean, you might be confused how I'm fighting an Iron Hands. It's not. It's actually a Ditto. That like obviously transformed into me. But for that reason, you get to see the what would Iron Hands like fainting animation would be if it was in the Terror Den. It actually looks pretty cool how it like turns its like head, but only its head like that. Random shiny moment. And literally, I didn't really do anything. The shiny just appeared. Like, it just, like, kind of randomly appeared. I wasn't trying to shiny hunt it or anything. It was just, hello, random shiny, and then it just appeared. It's also just kind of funny how this killer watch roll just blocked me, so I couldn't actually end up getting it, so I had to go like that. See, like, there's just, like, the funny glitches of Scarlet and Violet just at its best. But, like, then there's stuff like this where it's just like, what the heck? How the heck did that get me? I was nowhere near the Slowpoke. It's also funny, because look at this. You caught the wild Slowpoke off guard. If anything, it caught me off guard. I think this was, I don't know if this was exactly in the stream or if it was like a practice, but it's just so weird that, like, it just, like, when I defeat these, I forget, I don't know, I know they're Snagrets, but, like, I forget their exact name. I was supposed to say Pileated, but that's not what they are at all. But that's a completely different enemy. Regardless, though, it's like, suddenly they just start, like, moving, because they can't set together, I guess. And it just looks so weird, and I don't know exactly how or why I did that. Probably because I killed them on top of each other like that, but dang. Welcome to, that was just an unfortunate moment. And I even tried to, like, have the reaction time to be like, oh yeah, throw a suction bomb! But I didn't get the angle correct, so it just kinda ended up falling in the water with me. The power of the S-Blast having the blast radius of, like, I think a Luna Blaster. Is that a Luna or a Glash Blaster? But just, dang, look at this. I, like, actually barely aim at them, and I actually managed to get both of them like that. The Stinger literally just said, nope! Just like, I literally tried to climb the wall, and I literally am just trying to climb the wall, and then just the Stinger just says like, nah, you're not climbing this wall. Just inks it so I can't get away from like the maws and stuff. Okay, I just want to say this right now. Yes, I do have a supporter known as what's it called? It's the flower Pokemon. It's Comfey? I don't know. That doesn't sound. I don't know. Anyways, I have that supporter Pokemon around me. Yes, admittedly, but there's 4 of them on me. All 4 of them are on me because this is a quick battle, and you could just see the survivability of Kutra. First of all, I'm getting healed, and then I use Dragon Pulse, which heals you when you hit a Pokemon. It heals me so much. They use, like, their Unite moves and everything, and they're just not able to kill me. They just can't. I don't even think they even get me even close to killing me, either. Like, that's probably the closest I get, but then I just heal it off. Right, let's just watch the clip and see how long I get. Yeah, like, at most I get around, like, half HP. Like, they get me down to half HP. Man, this just feels so rude. I mean, it is tower control, and snowballs are pretty easy in tower control because of the way how like, passive special gain works in this mode. It's like, if you're winning, you actually get more special charge than if you were losing. Which is so weird to think about it like that. But also, just like like, here he managed to actually get a wipeout, and then, like, for that reason, they can't do anything because we're so close to them. And we pull, like, the last minute, like, taunt where all of us are on the tower. And fun fact, when everyone is on the tower, it actually makes the tower move faster. So you can kind of see, like, as you can see here, it's, like, going at, like, about half a second. About, like, one, like, score remaining for, like, half a second. And then suddenly, like, once it gets to, like, the 4, it just shoots down to, like, almost 1, almost. It just, like, goes pretty quick. Another joke that only Yahtzee would get. The Garchomp is the only one that doesn't have Hollowware in this lobby. I have no idea how the heck I was able to get 26 KOs in this one game. I have no idea how I did that. Don't ask me. If I had, like, oh, here are, like, some random Splatoon, like, oh, even though that, like, even if it's, like, even if you can tell here that, like, or at least we're in a winning position right now. But it's just, like, kind of, it feels weird and weirdly rude to do this, look. To just do that. But they couldn't really do anything because I already jumped in and I already had my special out. But it's also so funny because I honestly thought that you had enough armor with, like, the spawn armor you get, that it was actually enough to survive Reslider, but I guess clearly not. I'm just gonna say this right now. This was one of the absolute hardest, like, 7-star, like, raids of all time. Like, it's not even, like, the case of just, like, was it 7-star? I think it was 7-star, but, like, it wasn't really the case of, like, oh, like, it's just kind of, like, hugely RNG based, which I guess it partially is, but more like, I'm literally only doing this with myself. Like, even though, like, I have another person, that is literally just my alt switch. So I literally had to just come up with, like, not really come up with a strategy, but, like, somehow try to improvise and manage 2 switches at the same time in a timed raid battle, and that was so not easy. Plus, like, the strategy that I was using, I had to improvise it a lot because there was only 2 Mews instead of, like, 4 that, like, the strategy was mostly based on. And even, like, then, there was, like, and even then, it's like, it was still really hard. Like, basically, the huge improvisation was, like, there was like, I had to substitute one of my moves to put Sunny Day in because Ice Beam exists, and it kept freezing me on a lot of attempts, and I'm just like, okay, well, this is over. Like, we can't do anything. So I had to, like, put Sunny Day in, and I gotta always make sure that I had, like, Light Screen up, and then I always had to make sure that its special attack was, like, nothing, so I kept having to use Struggle Bug, while the other while the other Mew was all about dealing damage, like Leash Lifing, so that it could constantly heal itself while also dealing damage, but making sure that it wasn't too damaged, and making sure that it also had enough HP, like, like, if we weren't able to lower its special attack, and even manage stuff like, because Mew had a Chesto Berry, and it was gonna use Rest, we had to use Misty Terrain to block it. Like, there was so many, like, strategies that, like, I had to somehow fit with only 2 Mews that I was controlling at the same time, and wow, it was not fun. It was super hard, but I was able to do it. So it's just kind of funny how it just kind of weirdly freezes here for some reason. Another glittering box that I got with that lightstone. Ah yes, Scarlet and Violet at its best. It's funny, because it's like, it's weird how, like, even though, like, like, all of these glitches are just oftentimes kind of, like, might be very off-putting in a way, it's like, there's also just, like, that certain sense of funniness to get with this at the same time. And, I don't know, it's also just, like, I feel like I don't encounter too many bugs where to actually be, like, kind of annoying. Like, the only times that it actually is annoying is, like, when there's just tons of lag in one area, or when, like, the glitch that's happening is kind of, I'm, like, actually visually, like, hurting my eyes in one way or another, but I don't know. I just took a screenshot of this because it's just like, ah yes, that's a username, just iSquidbag, and it's like, I mean, I didn't need that information at all. And it's like, it's also just one of the cases where it's like, I'm glad that you're an Inkling, because if you're an Octoling, then you're essentially just making a racist statement against yourself, because you're not squidbagging, you're like, you would essentially be octobagging, but that's why we say sea-bagging instead. Just look at the amount of disconnects that just happen one after another. Look at that, we have one, and for some reason it doesn't, like, register my kill or something, I'm not sure what happened, but here's Surging Soul. And then another disconnect, another disconnect, another disconnect. Just like, geez, so many happened. Okay, admittedly it is, again, not that rare, but it's even rarer now that there are actually, like, more weapons in the game. I had H3 now. And then the next wave, I literally get H3 again. What? Come on. Did I just say, that is literally just cutting it close. Literally. Here I end up fainting. Look how close the timer gets down, too. And the timer still runs when it still does animations, like stuff like this. So it has the shield break animation. And then as you feel a tremendous amount of energy, there's not much time left. There literally isn't, and somehow I'm able to mash A fast enough to where the little bit of time that's left still lets me use Drain Punch. And the Staraptor uses Brave Bird to do just barely enough damage to actually kill. Wow, I'd never seen a close Terra Raid Den battle like that. It's not even like the Mewtwo one earlier, where it's like, it was definitely like really hard, but like here we still had like a somewhat respectable amount of time to spare. Like, here, nothing. There was like nothing. And this is just me taking a screenshot of the complete Pokedex that I ended up doing. That's very interesting to compare this than to Scarlet, because obviously Scarlet's one is like, has the naranja, like, symbol, and also has like the orange little, like, line underneath, unlike, like, your trainer and the name. And I want to say it also has orange confetti too, so, huh. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm gonna be honest, these next two, like, I'll just say Mystery Dungeon, no, Metronome clips, I honestly do not remember my exact reasoning on why I have them. I just want to say that, like, I think what I'm trying to get at here is that, like, this was definitely one of the most miserable battles of all time. And it wasn't necessarily that, oh, because Ghost is immune to, like, quite a few things, you know, like normal and fighting and stuff, but I think it's because, like, Strength Sap, with, like, the combination of just, like, you know, like, Hex and other stuff like that, it's just, like, Hex and, like, I think, like, I don't know what moves Drifloon had. I think it's, like, a Fly, Hex, Will-O-Wisp, I think, and then obviously Strength Sap. And it's just... And it's just like an entirely, completely tedious battle of just not being able to really do much of anything and running out of, like, metronome power points. And even when I do get to use, like, good attacking moves, or, like, actually get to do attack, due to, like, a whole number of other reasons, they oftentimes they just don't feel that special. Like, that's Confuse Ray. But is it really useful, even if it is burned? Oh, one of the, like, the worst part, because Drifloon knows Fly, look at this. Oh, of course I roll a good attacking move when I can't actually hit Drifloon. Also, I just think this is kind of ironic. You use Strength Sap on me, I'm gonna use it back by using Metronome. I'm not sure if this is, like, a thing that happens every time you use Thunderbolt. Like, I'm not sure if I just, like, never noticed, or if it's because it's under the effect of, like, Metronome that it does this, but look at how Thunderbolt actually looks. Like, it did, like, a weird flash. Like, look what happens. Yeah, it did that. Like, why did it do that? And it's also kind of funny, because I had... At the beginning of the clip, it showed me that I used charged. Alright, that metronome roll charge. Oh, I'm kind of angry at this clip, in a way. This is literally, like, in similar vein to what happened with, like, the Advance War situation with the AI. It's like, because, like, the AI never made a move, I was just kind of stuck there, and I kind of just had to, like, restart the software. Literally the same thing happened here. Like, it's like, Miraidon used Calm Mind, but nothing ever happened. Like, no Calm Mind was used. In fact, I was stuck on this, again, screen and text box, to the point where I actually had to just restart my Switch. Like, this is actually one of the dumber, like, glitches that actually exist. Oh, I'm just taking a screenshot of this. How did I find 3 green small spheres in one digging site, like, thing? Whoops. I just think it's kind of ironic how literally this Pokemon can learn Flash Cannon, and I think it actually did use it on me. And then, like, I use it against it to get the irony that is the kill I need. That is like probably 1 HP that it has. Actually, I think it does, because I think it has 30. I mean, it's kinda... You might not really realize it until I give context into why I have this clip. So, like, I roll Outrage, I kill this Stunky, and then the Aftermath ability kicks in. Because of that, it obviously, you know, it hurts me. But look, it also triggers my Citrus Berry, and then it heals me. All this with the Aftermath, like, ability text just appearing. It's just still there. Like, it's not really anything special, but again, this just... To me, it's kind of funny that it just stayed there like that. Oh, this is more of actually a personal screenshot. I just want to take care of this, look at this deck, because it's kind of the deck that I used, and I actually was trying to, on like a random extra Bug Fables playthrough, I was trying to see if I can make this deck, but I couldn't remember exactly what it had in it, and now I know. I've actually never seen this happen. It's because you fight a bandit, a thief, and a... Actually, it might just be a bandit and a thief, or like maybe two bandits and one thief. And one of them actually stole my item and fled. So when that happens, it actually caused this to happen. I've never seen this happen, where like it's just they fled. Oh, this battle has given us such renewed strength. Oh, I don't know what the other one said. We must reach our liege with haste. Because this is obviously supposed to be like a play of what's happening. It's just like, I've actually never had that happen to me. So it's just like, it was just such a surprise when I encountered, because I usually always kill them. I've never actually had one of the thieves or bandits actually flee. Can I just say that like, I'm playing Mystery, which, or the Mystery code, which essentially shuffleizes all the badges in a set that you get in a set order. So, like, when you type in the exact same seed as someone, when you type in, like, it's seeded, and when you type that same seed, the badges that you get, or I guess the medals that you get, will be in the exact same order. That's how these, like, medals work. And so essentially shuffleizes the order that you find them. I just want to tell you that I spend all of like my crystal berries that I can, and I get Empower Plus, Fortify Plus, and Break Plus. Those are all of those are medals that essentially are the exact same thing, but they change the stats of either your team or the enemy. And they're all for Leaf. I just find it really funny that I found them there, and they were all in the next, like, list. And it was essentially all in the same location, because, again, I spent my crystal berries here. Again, with this clip isn't really anything special. It's just there's just a sense of enjoyment just seeing Wiggler, like, the most polite person of all time, was racing you, and is polite enough to just give you the Wonder Seed. And just looks so happy, and cheerful. It's like, come on. Wiggler is one of my favorite, like, characters in Mario. Just being this happy and expressive. Instead of just, you know, order to stop Mario and stuff. So when you have a level 2 normal type sandwich up, you just get a whole bunch of Chanseys and Blizzies, and that's really the only Pokemon I see here. This literally occurred in the stream. For some reason, the Pikmin were taking it to the side. Like, I don't know what their AI pathfinding was like there. And then for some reason, as they were taking it forward, they decided to take it back? Like, I don't know what happened here. I don't know why the Pikmin decided to do that, but they did, so... Cool, I guess? This is a 10x battle that ended up happening with the Splatterween, like, you know, thing that happened. Here's a few more. There was a lot of 10x battles that happened here. Especially since a lot of them are actually have, when I was playing with Yahtzee as well. Funny enough. So, I don't know exactly how or why this happened. I assume it's because the world didn't load the blocks above me, so it forced me into the crawling position. But just, why did it do that? I literally was just trying to load back into the world. Also, you'll notice that I have a full diamond armor. I'm not sure if I had that within Minecraft Adventures, like the most recent Minecraft Adventures video that I uploaded. A lot has happened in between that and then when has happened like from then. And it's honestly one of those that's kind of like, I'm actually kind of upset at how much stuff has actually happened, because while there's so much, as you can see, I have diamond armor and stuff, but like, there's a whole lot more. It's to the point where it's like, you just have to believe that I did that in survival mode. I didn't cheat it, because I didn't cheat at all. I got all of this stuff legit. It took forever, I'll just say that. It took like literally forever to get all this diamond armor, because for some reason it was just a slog to get all the XP that I needed for every single like year to be enchanted, like to the best of it can. Ah yes, the classic, I can't get this shiny because it's before I had the friend bone. This was on my practice playthrough too. It's not my recording playthrough on my first playthrough. This is a practice one where I just like played the game but with some different starters, and just essentially it was just trying to play the dungeon to get a feel on how they were. So this is like essentially me in my first playthrough, and almost every single item that Kecleon is selling are all items that like buff your stats. Apart from I guess technically the apple and the orange berry can technically buff your stats, but like the life seed, or the life seeds, the iron, the zinc, and the carbos all permanently increase your stats. Like the apple only does it when you're in a dungeon, and so does the orange berry. Like it only increases the apple only increases your belly only in a dungeon, and the orange berry only increases your HP only in a dungeon. Oh, this is literally just big bragging rights, just saying, "Ha, yes, I cleared Joyous Tower." It wasn't actually as hard as I thought it was gonna be, but it was still pretty challenging, I'll say that. Nothing to Minecraft physics. I don't know why there's just a piece of lava here, but there's no lava actually flowing. It's just here. More Minecraft physics. Ah, yes, since nothing has actually affected this water, it's just kind of making like this block of water here, and it just looks cool. This is me noting down the coordinates, essentially, of a monster house. I'm just gonna call it a monster house because mystery dungeon reasons, but essentially just me noting down the coordinates, so more of a personal reason into why I actually have this screenshot. This is a screenshot I took actually pretty recently. It was actually in the video. Is it up, actually? I'm not sure if the Mario + Rabbids video is uploaded, but I did record this. And, Peach and like Mario are literally standing on nothing. We're literally clipping on the ground. I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to see this chest cutscene from this angle, because there's literally no ground. First of all, look how embarrassingly the both of us end up actually missing that with a Grisco Slosher. And second of all, why were... Look, okay, that was Flyfish number 1. This is Flyfish number 2. And that's the third Flyfish. And this is for the beginning of the wave. Look at that. Well, why did you have to send 3 Flyfishes? Or fly fishies, actually, because I'm not sure if it's fishes or just... is it fly fish or fly fishes? I'm not sure, so the easier way to do it is just say, ah yes, it's just fly fishies. I've never seen Ouroboros do that. He's literally like charging up this Booyah on him, just like, wait, no, I don't want this. Yeah, it just launches it in the water. that's not threatening anyone. I don't understand why Ouroboros just really just chucked it in the water. Like, why? Like, why? Honestly, I'm actually curious. Why did it do that? Like, I guess we're on high tide, but that's just so strange to me. Welcome to the category of why the heck did this work. First of all, I'm literally the only one here, and so is this enemy, too. The rest of my team and the rest of the enemy are all just, like, fighting in the middle when the Rainmaker is right here. And the fact that I'm able to actually get away with it is also the funny part, in my opinion. It's just like, here it is, here's the Rainmaker, okay, let me go pop it, alright. I have it now. Oh, but there's someone here, okay, I need to get rid of them. Alright, I was able to do that pretty easily. And then now I have to somehow get it onto the pedestal, which I am also somehow able to do. And then therefore we win, for that reason. It's just like, what happened? Was the enemy team just being an idiot? Or was I just playing like a god or something? Was I literally just playing like Arceus or something? Because, seriously, this should not have worked at all. I should have gotten punished so hard. Especially, like, at that point, like, that Splat Bomb should have easily gotten me, and it didn't. Welcome to the... Literally, essentially what happened here is almost arguably happened again. Welcome to the... Why the heck did this work? Look. I send the... okay, this is actually a really cool trick you can do with a Rainmaker. Because there's recoil with each shot, what you can do is you can just launch it like that, and the recoil pushes you backwards. But it also sends a little trail of ink like that. Obviously much more effective when there's not enemies trying to shoot at you. And unfortunately I'm not actually able to break the checkpoint. But... it's just so weird that I somehow was able to do that. Here's another 10x battle. Wait, I'm wondering, why is this 10x battle here? Like, what team are we on for this? This was one of the most recent Slap and now I can't actually remember what team we were on, and I'm kind of mad at myself now. Now, obviously, looking back at this, I could have done more things, but I'm just happy, because this was the highest place I've gotten in Tetris 99. Third is the highest place I've gotten in Tetris 99. I never was able to actually get first in an online game, but I'll take third. That is probably, that's probably, like, one of the better positions I can get. Like, in hindsight, obviously, it's much harder when I'm actually in the game, because the Tetris windows are falling ridiculously fast, and I'm getting targeted by everything, and all of that stuff. But... you know, that the better idea would have been for get that, and then set the L block, wait, no, what's the L block? Yeah, the L block to be all the way on the left, but I didn't think, and I accidentally just positioned it in a really bad spot, so, yeah. But again, I got third, and it was the highest place I got in Tetris 99, so it was cool. I do not know what the heck I was doing, and the fact that all of that worked without me getting splatted is insane. Also, I remember now. This over here was the Team Hogs. The team. How did I wait? I'm just thinking about this. Why did I not just look at the like, yeah, look, fist pump fan, fist pump champion, fist pump defender, fist pump defender. Why didn't I just look at the side and it's like hug champion and like this was the hug fist pump handshake like Splatfest that happened. That I think it's like one of the few regional Splatfests that's actually happened in Splatoon 3. But also just this. I get this splat. Alright, and I see someone super jumping in, so I'm like, okay, try to go get them. And I do. But I'm getting bombarded by, I think, the dually sculptures. I'm not sure who it is, but someone is bombarding me. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can provide support. Nope, they end up getting splatted. So let me see if I can get them. I can't. But I have an ink storm. Okay, let me just launch it before I die. And then, I think that's the dually sculptures. I'm like, okay, I need to get down here. This is my only way of surviving. They actually end up following me because you can just barely see the little, like, essentially the little pellets that they shoot. I end up going to do an octo roll to save time. I see someone. Let's see if I can splat them so I get more time to run away. I don't. Yeah, really close to dying. And able to run away. I did all of this in, like, the span of, like, a 20-second clip. How did I do this? Okay, it's not actually, like, probably more like 15 seconds or something. But, like, you get it. So much action happened in just one clip. Is it a 10x? Here's a 100x battle. And that is probably one of the few things we could have actually didn't really want to go up against. 4 Aerospray RGs in this 100x battle, if you're curious. I will say we got really, really close to winning this battle. It wasn't like a dominant, like, defeat. It was actually like a... I want to say it was... The score was like... I don't remember what it was, but it was like 57 to like 53 or something. It was insanely close. It was just kind of upsetting that we didn't end up actually losing this one. Oh, this was more of a personal, like, one. Again, this is like, oh yeah, I need to actually, like, do the little, like, songs for Mario RPG. And then I was just kind of... I wanted to screenshot it so I can easily remember what I needed to get. And this is when I decided to use one of my Yoshi cookies to get a Muka cookie. I'm sorry, it's not called a Muka cookie. That's essentially, like... That was essentially my reaction when I saw this. It's like, oh, it's not called a Muka cookie anymore. I mean, it kind of made sense. But it's also, like... They kept the description the same, so, and the fact that they didn't even keep the item the same is just kind of funny to me. It's also just like, I don't know why. This is probably like one of the more funnier items, but not because of like what Muku actually stands for. It's just like, to me, it's just like, this existed in the original NES version, you know, in Legend of the Seven Stars. It existed back then. And only now is it, like, actually, like, a meme, essentially. Because if you're wondering, Muku can ascend, in a way, can be referred to as 69. Which is exactly what this item is. Essentially just a 69 cookie. Because it heals, I think, 69 HP. And you can sell it for 69 coins. It's not the 100, it's obviously not the 100, but I was not expecting to get the 100. One more I wanted was the 30. That's what I wanted the most. So the fact that I was only barely able to get it, mind you, like, I didn't even, I actually tried to keep going, and I just failed. Oh, okay, I have a story about this. This is a very specific, enemy, where if you actually lose to him, there's actually a little special, like, little thing that can happen. So I had to somehow fight. So I had to somehow lose him. So I was like, okay, let me just unequip all my armor and unequip all of my like accessory equipment, and that should be fine. Nope, I was still taking like 1 damage a turn. So what I then had to do, I then had to go to like Land's End or something. I had to go to Land's End, and I just had to like essentially go to a battle and just make everyone like get down to super low HP, so that then this one Snifter can kill me. What Bowser still had like 30 HP left. Still had like 30 HP left, and I had to just sit like here for like 30 turns for just to make sure Bowser was just not able to actually able to lose. As you can see, I'm just spamming the goodie bag because it's like, well, I don't want to defend, even though I don't think that would actually make it so I don't take any damage. I still probably would still take damage, but I just wanted to use the goodie bag just in case. Yeah, there you go. That's even proof that I had to like get everyone. Like that's everyone died. Like it's not like, oh, like if the 3 active already dies, like it's a game over. No, like your standby party members will jump in. So I also had to get them at low HP. So that was definitely an experience, I'll say. Also, wow, I have 2,000 coins. Oh yeah, here it is. Like once you do lose to him, this is where he is. He actually becomes Snifster number 4. I I literally I literally wasn't trying to do this at all. I literally was just playing the battle normally, and I accidentally timed Birdo breaking from the egg in beat with the music, almost like the trailer did, but like a different part of the music. Ba 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 da. Like, how did I do that? It was super unintentional. Also, if you notice here, I have 77 FP, I think. But here I have 81. So yeah, again, classic, the clips are kind of out of order, but that's just kind of how this works. This was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. So here I use Booyah Bomb, but then I realized, oh, the Rainmaker's taking it the other way. Okay, I can't get it from there, so I have to launch it up like that. And I actually throw it in a way to where I actually managed to splat them. Like, I did not... Bear in mind, I couldn't even see where I was throwing it, so I really had to throw it up like that. And the fact that that worked so well is just the coolest thing I think I've ever done. With Booyah Bomb, with S-Blast 91. Man, I am kind of annoyed at this. Okay, so this was just a random world that I started because I didn't really want to make progress in our, in Minecraft Adventure, so, Yahtzee was like, hey, why don't we just start a new world? Okay. Yeah, I found a brown panda, which I think has like around like a 2% chance of spawning. It's really rare. But then, the enemies, like, because it was nighttime and we didn't have beds at the time, it was nighttime, so we couldn't really do anything. And for some reason, the witch was still able to see me, even though I was encased in blocks. My assumption is that glass, you could still see through glass. So I did technically have glass, but it was in a very specific way, so I'm still very confused. But the witch still knew where I was, so when I got out, it poisoned me, and there were still skeletons. So it killed me, and it also killed Yahtzee, meaning this whole chunk was unloaded, meaning the brown panda despawned. It was definitely the most unfortunate loss of all time, but all because of the whole... I don't know how the heck the witch is able to still notice me. More Mario Party, like just... yes, here, like during one time during the game... just one random time we were playing Mario Party, this happened. I will just say this right now. It is so funny how literally just one item, can affect everything. Birdo used the cursed dice block on me, and that literally forced me to land. I don't know if it was chance. I think it was chance time. It forced me to land on chance time, and because I couldn't time it easily, that forced me to give a star to Mario. And here's the stat spread if you're wondering. If you're wondering exactly how Mario won. And here was another time, except this was just on my own. I was just kind of playing Mario Party because why the heck not? And I do not know how the heck I got 7 stars. Like, I guess it was a 15-turn game, but like this one was 10, but like 15 turns and I got 7 stars like that. Here's a star spread if you're wondering. I just find this really funny. It's like I'm just trying to go, and then this mudmouse spawns, and it, for some reason it gives you a lot of knockback. So it pushed me down into literally my death. So this was just me playing tower control with Yahtzee. I think I'm pretty sure it was with Yahtzee. And I managed to get a 180-degree turn like direct hit. But the funny part is that wasn't even my kill, but it made the direct hit sound effect. This was just me using Inkjet. Admittedly, it's probably not the best time I should have used Inkjet at all, since I was not really near the objective or doing like anything. But look at this! Mid-air shot like that. That's not that easy to do with the Inkjet's, like, slow shot speed and, like... I wouldn't even say awkward, like, firing method, but it's just kind of interesting to, like, use, to do. And that's literally it. That is literally every single screenshots and videos that I have from starting from, if you're really curious, because I feel like I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. From the in January on the 6th to like the 10th of December. I don't know how was it 236 screenshots and clips. I guess admittedly, if we think about it, if we look at screenshots only, 100 of them are screenshots, and that's a lot more screenshots than I probably would have normally had. And I will say probably a good chunk of them is from Splatoon, mainly because I do screenshot like every single time we get a 10x battle, so that's probably the reason why I have them. But I don't know. Either way, that is everything that I have to show you. So that means I'm going to end this video here because, oh my RCS, it's actually like midnight now and I should not have made this video, but whatever. I'm just going to end it here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you another time. You let an 8-ball fall. Goodbye!